D&D has some amazing magic items which can turn any campaign completely upside down. The only problem is that many of them are hidden amongst thousands of pages in 5th edition, which can make finding the right magic items difficult. So today, I'm going over 5 magic items that will change the way you play D&D. Starting off for today, we have a very rare magic item called the Crown of Whirling Comets. This is a silver crown with 6 charges which can be used for one of 3 potential effects. Effect number 1 is Starflight. You can expend a single charge plus your bonus action to gain a flying speed equal to your walking speed. This might not sound amazing, but this is a lot more powerful than you might initially think. Mainly, being that nowhere in this item does it state that it requires concentration. Anyone can literally gain a flying speed for 10 minutes at the cost of 1 charge and a single bonus action, which is pretty powerful if you ask me. Anyways, effect number 2 is Starlight Strike. As an action, you can spend any amount of charges to send bolts of starlight at any creature you can see within 120 feet, and each bolt deals 2d4 damage apiece. Also, each bolt automatically hits, making this effectively a better magic missile. And finally, effect number 3 is called Whirling Hail, which lets you spend 3 charges to cast Ice Storm. And while that might not be as exciting as the other 2 abilities, you're effectively getting a free cast of a 4th level spell, which is always nice. Really, the best part about this item is it can be effective on any class that picks it up, just due to the range of its specs. So if you ever come across the Crown of Whirling Comets, make sure you have an attunement slot ready because it's a damn good item. Next up for today, we have a really unique piece of armor called the Breastplate of Balance. This is a magical breastplate. Imagine that, with 4 charges that can be used for one of 2 different abilities, either Equalize or Expunge Unbalance. Expunge Unbalance allows you to cast Lesser Restoration for 2 charges, and that's nice, but the real winner of this item is going to be the Equalize ability. This is a super unique feature that allows you to impact the roll of a creature you can see within 60 feet. If a creature makes a roll with either advantage or disadvantage, you can expend 1 charge plus a reaction to just negate that. Also, you might have noticed that this says nothing about what creatures can be affected by this. So this ability can be used to either aid your allies or hinder your enemies, making it super versatile for any combat situation. It might not seem that impressive, but being able to just say "nod" to an enemy with an advanced attack is really powerful. Not to mention, you can use this to help an ally with a particularly difficult saving throw. So if you want a little bit more control in your campaign, keep your eyes peeled for the Breastplate of Balance. For the third item on today's list, we move into the offensive realm of magic items with the Rod of Hellish Flames. This is a very rare staff that grants its wielder 3 amazing benefits: Hellish Resistance, Searing Rebuke, and Surge of Brimstone. Hellish Resistance, oddly enough, grants you resistance to both fire and necrotic damage. Might not sound too great, but when you consider that a lot of the higher damaging spells deal either fire or necrotic damage, this is arguably the most powerful ability in the item. Next, Searing Rebuke allows you to cast Hellish Rebuke as a reaction at a 4th level spell slot, for free. This is also a super powerful ability because it's a free 4th level spell dealing 5d10 damage as a reaction. And while that can only be used once per day, that's still a sizable chunk of damage. And Surge of Brimstone allows you to once per day, when you deal fire or necrotic damage with a spell, to deal max damage. If you use this on your Searing Rebuke, you're dealing 50 points of damage. And even if that creature saves, that's 25 points of damage for free. But if you use this on something more efficient, like maybe a fireball, then that's going to deal 48 damage to every single creature, or 24 damage if they all save. Look, all of this adds up to an incredibly powerful item for the sorcerers, or really any casters out there that enjoy themselves a fireball. So if you ever come across a Rod of Hellish Flames, make sure you have Fireball ready, because this will quite literally blow your enemies away. For the 4th item on today's list, we move back into the astral theming with the Starshot Bow. This is a magical crossbow that ignores the loading property and has 3 different constellations decorating it, being either Balance, Flames, or Rogue. Based on that information, you might have already guessed that the Starshot crossbow utilizes a charge system, and you would be correct. It holds 3 charges, each of which can be used to empower one of those constellations on your crossbow as a bonus action. The Balance constellation allows you to heal a creature of your choice within 30 feet for 1d8 plus your proficiency bonus whenever you hit with that attack. You not only deal damage to that targeted creature, but also effectively get a free Cure Wounds on any creature of your choice within 30 feet. So not only is it a better version of Cure Wounds, but it is ranged, making it incredibly efficient. But if healing isn't necessarily your forte, you can invoke the Flames constellation to deal an extra 2d8 fire damage on your next hit. Flat damage might not necessarily be the most exciting feature, but you can't argue with results. And finally, if you want a more strategic approach to combat, you can invoke the Rogue constellation, which makes you invisible until the end of your next turn. This is by far the most broken ability that this crossbow has for one very specific reason. The invisibility doesn't break on dealing damage or taking damage, meaning you have advantage on every single attack until the end of your next turn. This is literally the 4th level spell Greater Invisibility baked right into a free bonus action on a magic item. Not to mention, it doesn't even require concentration, which is bananas. Imagine using this ability with a ranged rogue build. Considering that, the Starshot crossbow has the potential to be the most broken item I've ever seen featured in my videos to date. And the part that kills me is that this item is only rare quality. It's not even very rare. Like, honestly, I'm really not sure what Wizards of the Coast were thinking when they created this item. So if you ever find the Starshot crossbow, then congratulations, you've won D&D. Before we move on to the last item on today's list, I wanted to call out that there are a bunch of awesome magic items in D&D 5th edition that many people have never heard of. There are so many awesome items that really never get a chance to shine, so if you can think of any, let me know in the comment section below, and who knows, I might even feature it in my next video. But anyways, now we move on to the 5th and final magic item on today's list, and that would be the Rogue's Mantle. While wearing this mantle, you get 3 benefits: Dark Vision, Move in Shadows, and Willful Enmity. Dark Vision, it's Dark Vision. You gain 60 feet of Dark Vision, and if you already have Dark Vision, it's increased by an additional 60 feet. Move in Shadows is literally the most lame name I've ever heard in all of D&D 5th edition, but it really is just that. You can move in shadows. While in dim light or darkness, you can use your bonus action to teleport up to 30 feet, and then your next melee attack made in the same turn has advantage. Really terrible name, but pretty cool effect. And finally, Willful gives you a free cast of the 3rd level spell Antagonize, with a spell save DC of 15. This spell forces a creature within 30 feet to make a wisdom saving throw, taking 44 damage, and immediately use its reaction to attack a creature of your choice. But if a creature can't immediately make an attack, then they have disadvantage on their next attack roll. Overall, this is a really unique item with some really awesome uses, so if you're playing a character with a softer step, then keep your eyes open for the Rogue's Mantle. But that's it for today. If you want to see more magic items, check out the playlist in the corners or the description below. Also, if you have any really fun magic items, leave a comment now and let me know. I read every comment, almost always reply, and who knows, I might even feature your comment in the next video. Thank you very much for watching, I hope you enjoyed, and I'll see you on Friday.